Just in
Cool.
profit.
All right, cool. So we're recording. All right, so yeah, this is in profit right now, or odd NZD. If you're in the premium group, I just sent out the signal. So you guys should be in profit pretty nice. Let me look at what else we have active. Shit, we can't see each other. I think it's gonna reject off the zone though, so I'm gonna let it run. It looks like everything kind of retraced a little bit. EA is a little bit retraced, a few pips. GU is still in profit. If you guys still have it open, I closed it at CP1, but I'm probably going to re-enter. Looks like it's retracing a bit. It just rejected off the resistance, so I think by London it'll probably shoot up. Until then, it's probably going to move real slow. And everything's just retraced hard right now. All right, so UJ, it looks like it hit TP1. It might not have hit for everybody, but our UJ technically hit TP1. I'll let it drop down again to confirm. But a lot of these other trades are just retracing right now. I think Trump's speaking right now at 5 o'clock, so he might be affecting the market. It'll probably come back, test this zone right here, and then come back down. So I wouldn't be too worried about UC. EJ looks good though. So we sent this out in the premium. I'll share it to the public now because it's already about to hit TP1. So if you guys aren't in premium, I'll share it with you guys. All right, cool. Yeah, because for UJ, we have, yeah, it's about to hit TP1 right now. I sent this out about 5 9 or no, not 5 9. I sent that trade out around 4:31, so it's been about almost an hour since it's been active. But it looks good. Looks like it's going to come down, hit TP1. CAD is still retracing up. But EA it just retraced a little bit. CAD CHF is, I don't know what happened there. That dropped pretty hard. But odd NZD is still in profit. So let me go back to your. Oh yeah, so you wanted us to analyze odd NZD. So yeah, I think odd NZD is going to come up. Reason for that is just the K2. It's a valid K2 buy entry right here, and we looked at this earlier today, and all the buy entries have been hitting. So if you took all of these K2 buy entries right here, they all pretty much hit, except for this one. Well, this one would have made at least TP1 or full TP if. Actually, no, this would have hit TP1. So if you enter this trade right here, if you guys don't know the K2 strategy, it's pretty simple. I'll just type it out for the new people here that aren't familiar with it. So this is K2 trading strategy. So for one, K2 signal must be present. For two, K2 trend meter matches signal. And for three, price isn't within 10-15 pips. K2SR. So we're just going to go back to these previous trades from today for AN. Looks like the K2 strategy was working pretty well. All right, cool. Yeah, so right here, if you're playing the K2 strategy, for first you want to make sure there's a K2 signal present. Right here we have a buy signal. Next, you want to make sure that the K2 trend meter matches the signal. So down here, the K2 trend meter is green, and since these are both green, that gives you a valid signal. Lastly, you just want to make sure that price isn't within 10 to 15 pips from the K2SR. The K2SR is like way up here right now. It doesn't look like it was anywhere near at the time of this entry, since there's no other highs that are pretty close. Just this high right here, but then that would just place the K2SR somewhere around this area, but not where entry was. So in order to set up your entry, you're going to use the long tool, and then stop loss is going to be placed at the previous swing, which is it could either be right here, which is about 78 pips, or if you want to bring it to the the official swing, would be down here. So it'd be about 100 pips. So if you were taking this trade, it'd be a 100 pip move, and if you took it, it hit TP right here. So I mean, this was a long trade. If you took this on the 7th, well, this was actually from last week. So if you took this last week, I mean, you would have held it for a pretty long time, a couple days, 2 days, but then you would have made 100 pips. So that's a valid entry right there. Next, there's another valid entry right here. So same requirements. First is a K2 signal present. Right here, we have a green signal that's indicating a buy or a momentum swing upwards. Next, you just want to confirm that the K2 trend meter matches the signal. So right here, the trend meter is green and signal is green. So this gives you a valid entry. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do the same thing, put in a long tool, place it at the open of the following candle, which is right there. And then we're going to set the stop loss at the previous swing, which could be either right here for 40 pips or down here for 85 pips. So just depending on on your risk tolerance, generally you'd want to put at the actual swing, which would be down here, and that'll be about 84 pips if you round it off. So 84 pips. And as you can see here, if you followed it through, it would hit TP right here. So that trade was on the 8th. Looks like it carried over the weekend. Generally, we don't like to carry trades over the weekend. Or actually, no, it's not. It's only for a day. So this trade opened on the 8th, and then it closed on the 10th. You would have held this trade for about a day and 14 hours. But within that time, you would have made 84 pips in profit. So we have another entry again right here. Same requirements. You just want to make sure there's a K2 signal present. Right here we have a buy signal. And then next you want to make sure that the K2 trend meter matches the signal. Down here it's green. So then we'll enter on the open of the following candle right there. You'll put the stop loss at previous swing. It'll either be right here at the 30 pip mark, or it can be down here at the, if we round, that's about 75 pips. So 75 pips. And this would have hit right here. So if you took this trade, you would have held this trade for about 10 hours, and in 10 hours you would have made 75 pips. So right here you would have made 100 pips, right here you would have made 84 pips, and right here 75 pips. And then earlier today, or actually yesterday on the 12th, there's another valid entry right there. We entered on the open of the following candle. Place your stop loss at the previous swing, which is around here. About 32 pips if you round it off. So right there, you would hit TP, full profit target in about 10 hours. So in 10 hours, you would have made 32 pips. And then lastly, we had this one this morning. Same requirements, K2 signal present. Next, K2 trend meter matches the signal. They're both green. So that gives you a valid entry. You'll enter on the open of the following candle. And if you wanted to put it the previous swing, which should be around here, be about 40 pips if you round it up. And there you go. So if you traded odd NZD with the K2 strategy, the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The last 5 trades would have been straight winners for 100 pips, 84 pips, 75 pips, 32 pips, and 40 pips. And now we're here for another entry for about 43.1 pips. So we'll let that run, and then we'll follow up with it later. But yeah, Chris, going back to your question, this is the analysis that we have for AN. The reason why we consider this a valid entry is because price just broke resistance. So generally when price breaks, like, this little liquidity zone right here, right, usually where it's trying to, break resistance, then usually we're anticipating a breakout to follow it. And since this entry is a valid K2 entry, that gives us more confirmation that, price is going to shoot upwards. So if you're in for odd NZD, then you can definitely see it shoot upwards. So I think this would definitely be a safe buy. Plus, on the overall technicals, it shows a strong buy for the 15-minute. For the 1 hour, it's a very strong buy. Same with the 4 hour. And for the daily. So if they're all lining up as strong buys, odds are it's probably going to shoot up. So this would be a great trade to hop into if you're not already in it. Let's see. All right, I'm going to look at the next question. Tyler's asking for TP. Which pair are you asking about, Tyler? What does hourly resistance look like? CT's asking us about the hourly resistance. So I'll go on the 1 hour time frame. Let's see. I don't know how this thing gets off. Environment scripts. P2SR. So the 1 hour resistance was way down here. It hasn't adjusted yet. It hasn't figured out, you know, the new resistance. So if you go on the higher time frame, 2 hours way down there, 4 hours way down there, and then the 8 hours way up here. So this would probably be the closest resistance, aside from the 30-minute resistance. So this resistance is at 1.05328, which is about, let's see, current price. It's pretty far off. It's about 30. It's about 40 pips away from current price. So I think it's definitely got some cushion. Our TP1 is right here. So I think once we hit TP1, I'll probably advise everyone to move their stop loss to CP1. That way, you know, if anything happens up here, they'll be able to lock in at least, I think, 20, 21 or 22 pips, which is not too bad. Yeah, no problem. Let me see. So Tyler just saw that the TP was, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so the TP for AN, if you guys missed that, is going to be 1.05331. So those are parameters right there. If you guys are in premium, I sent you guys a signal so you guys can copy it directly from there. Otherwise, we got a bunch of signals. So I'm going to check these out before I keep going down the list. All right, cool. So let me go down the list. And we already got that. AC. So we got a valid entry for odd CAD right here. I'm just gonna run through it real quick to see if there's. So I'm just gonna identify the low right here. And there's like a low area right here. It's not exactly a straight shooter up, but it still looks like a pretty good trade. I'm gonna zoom out and I'm gonna see where the trend started from. Start from way down here. So yeah, it's come up a long way. So it came up, it's been high, it's been up. Looks like it broke out of a consolidation range right here. So
that's AUD.
Oh, just there?
That's AUD CAD.
Yeah, you think we should call it?
It may be on resistance. If you look at the 30-minute time frame, what time frame are you looking at?
30-minute. It broke it already.
Let's see. Okay.
The resistance was here previously. I'm gonna check the resistance on the 1 hour. It's above resistance on the 1 hour. It looks like it's. Is it at resistance?
Yeah, it should be good.
It's at resistance.
Test. Oh yeah.
Yeah, what do you think? It's at resistance on the 2 hour though.
Hold on 1 second. All right. Oh shit.
No, I'm gonna hold off. It's like right below it. It tried to break resistance, but it didn't make it past it yet. So I think that might be a little too risky right now. Yeah, it's pulling back. I mean, what we could do is it could be a buy stop.
Yeah, probably past that resistance, but the thing is, we don't know if it's gonna break past. You know, it could possibly hit. You know, activate the order, then retrace back down.
Yeah, I agree. It's.
We have to wait until like a candle like breaks.
Yeah, it looks like it's pulling back into this range. So I think we'll need a little bit more confirmation before we can enter that. Or we can wait for this candle to close. Once this candle closes, then we can put like a buy stop.
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah, so we'll come back and look at that. Let's see what else we got here. GBP Did we call this earlier? I can't remember.
I don't think so. We were thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been good. Probably should have just called it. It's all good. Yeah, this is just a pullback signal, but I probably wouldn't take it. Yeah, because it looks like it's in consolidation again. I like this area. It's like it looks like it was stuck in a range and then it broke downwards. So I think what might happen here is it might even come back down. So if this is established as the high, it'll probably shoot down. But there's not enough confirmation to really make an assumption. Yeah, because it looked like it was ranging right here, and then it broke on upward into a range. So it could either, I'm just gonna leave it alone. I think it'll come down. It looks like it hit a high right here, and then it might be reversing the trend. But yeah, we'll just
Yeah, see where it's at. How far is the cloud from the price? The cloud?
let's see. I mean, it doesn't really respect the cloud though, kind of. It's problem with GC. I don't really like trading GC because GC moves a little weird.
It could possibly like retrace a little bit and then give off another buy signal later on. So we'll see how it looks throughout London session.
Yeah, I'll just leave it alone for now. We can come back to it. So let's see what else I got. We got Euro CHF. We did get a valid sell, but it's at support. So I'm probably not going to take that. Yeah, Euro CHF moves kind of weird too.
Real slow.
Yeah, it's not really worth it. Yeah, look at this candle. It's such a big candle, but it's only like 7 pips.
Exactly. That's all I was looking at.
I'm gonna avoid that. All right, CAD CHF is so good. Looks like it rejected right off that zone. It's coming back up right now. So if you guys are in premium, I mean, you guys are aware of this trade. So I wouldn't worry too much. Just give it some more time. Got a couple of signals for US 30.
Dirty 30.
The problem with US 30 is it's going to be hard to really identify which direction it's moving in. I mean, it looks like it's in a downtrend, but I mean, US 30 hasn't really been respecting any fundamentals or technical analysis lately. So I'm just going to avoid US 30. I mean, what might happen is it might consolidate within this range until London. And then during London breakout, it'll break down either direction. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be in a range for the next couple hours. How many pips is that? It's about 2,000 pips. The 2,000 pip range. Yeah, a little over 2,500. It's not bad. So if you guys want to scalp within, I mean, that's possible. I know me and Sebastian were scalping it earlier today. So let's see. I mean, the signals have been pretty decent for the most part. The strategy we use for scalping US 30 is a little different. You guys watch my previous webinars. Usually what we do is first here, I'll just type it up here so you guys can see. To US 30. So the strategy that I'm using now, the scalping US 30 is a little different because due to the market conditions, price spikes around a lot, and I don't really hold on to the trades for very long. So first, we want to identify the swing high for sells, or swing low for buys. Next, you want to identify K2 signal in that direction. And I think that's about it. I mean, lastly, you just want to make sure you move stop loss and profit ASAP. Yeah, so right here, if you're scalping US 30 the way that I am and have been doing since COVID, generally first we identify the swing high for looking for a sell. So right here, this would be the swing high. And then, actually, I remember what the other requirement was. Bullish, bearish. Yeah, so these are the three main requirements when you're scalping. First, you want to identify the swing high for sells, swing low for buys. Next, you just want to identify the K2 signal in that direction. So if you get a red signal, that's basically demonstrating that momentum swinging in that direction downwards. Or if you get a green signal, that just signifies that momentum swinging upwards. And lastly, you just want to confirm that there's a bullish or bearish movement in the direction of the signal. So in order to apply this, you kind of have to know a little bit about price action, or what to look for in specific candles to confirm this. But it's pretty simple. Like generally, what you're looking for is to identify the swing high. You just want to see like a wick area where price rejects pretty strong. So right here, we have the swing high right here because price swung from this low up to here and it rejected pretty strong right here, and you can tell by the wick. Next, you just want to identify a K2 signal in that direction. So right after that swing, we got a sell signal right here that's identifying a momentum swing downwards. And lastly, you just want to confirm that there's a bullish or bearish movement in that direction. So a simple way to identify that is if the candles following or the candles before the signal or either strong bearish or strong bullish. So right here we have a strong bearish, strong bearish candle. It's kind of like an upside down hammer. It's not full, but it does show that there's resistance up here and it's pushed down, followed by a very strong bearish candle right here. So this is going to be very subjective. I mean, what I see here might be different to you, but just to me, this looks like a strong bearish movement. So first of all, we identify the swing high. Next, we identify the K2 signal in that direction. So we have a sell signal right here. And lastly, we just have confirmation of a bearish movement. So we have a strong bearish candle right here, and then a full bearish candle following it, basically demonstrating that price is going to be moving this direction. So once you have those requirements, you're just going to enter on the open of the following candle. So you have entered right here. And then as you can see, the next following candle is a strong bearish candle and went straight to TP. Lastly, I just want to, I can't emphasize this enough. You just have to make sure to move your stop loss and profit as soon as possible, because price just rejects at any time, especially for US 30. If you traded it before, I'm pretty sure you're familiar that this asset moves like 100 times faster than Forex. So the problem is if you don't move your stop loss and profit as soon as possible, price can reverse completely and move you, directly in negative or even stop you out. So an example of that is right here. So in this situation, you would have entered on the following candle, but then price rejected pretty strongly. So once price was to move in a profit like it did right here, I would have either exited and break even or with a small profit. And if you didn't do that, you can see right here that price rejected completely. So you would have hit stop loss. So if you guys are able to move your stop loss and profit as soon as possible, you could have easily avoided this loss right here. So going back to this entry, if you took this one right here, you could have locked in an easy 1,200 pips. Again, right here, you want to, since this is a buy, you want to identify the swing low. You can see down here there's a strong wick, and this would be considered the swing low. Next, you just confirm that with the K2 signal in that direction. So since we're identifying the swing low here, we want to see a buy signal, basically demonstrating that momentum is going to be swinging upwards. So right here we have the two requirements. We have the swing low. We identify the K2 signal in that direction. And lastly, you just want to confirm a bullish movement or bearish movement in that direction. So you can see here, there's a strong rejection followed by a pretty strong bullish candle, and then another bullish candle with the signal, very similar to what we had up here. So in this situation, you can enter a buy on the open of the falling candle, and you would have locked in another 1,200 pips. Same thing right here. You want to identify the swing high since we're entering a sell. We have the swing high right here. Next, you want to identify the K2 signal in that direction. Right here, we got a sell signal. And lastly, you just want to confirm a bearish movement in that direction. So right here, we have the rejection followed by a strong bearish candle, another strong bearish candle, and then the signal candle right here. So we would have entered on the open of the falling candle right here. And we would have locked in another nearly 1,200 pips. So what I would do here is you can see price rejected a little bit. What I might have done is I might have, as soon as this moved down, I probably would have moved my stop loss to break even. So I would have gone stopped out there in profit or at break even. Or if I missed this exit right here, then it would have retraced back a little bit and came back down. So as it came down right here, as this closed, I would have moved my stop loss in profit. So I either would have moved it slightly in profit, or if you guys follow the like the hybrid exit strategy that I've been using, where after the close of each candle, I usually put I move the stop loss down there. So right here, this candle would have closed, and then I would have moved my stop loss to close of this candle, which was right here. It would be down here. So as price pulled down right here and then pulled back up, it would have stopped me out in profit. So if it stopped me out right there, I would have locked in about nearly 500 pips, which is not that bad, because if you're trading US 30, depending on your broker, sometimes it's $1 per pip, or it's like 50 cents to 75 cents per pip. So if it's $1 per pip, you would have made 500 bucks on this trade within 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. Same with right here. Identify the swing low. Swing low is right there. And then you would have confirmed it with the K2 signal in that direction. Right here we have a buy signal. And lastly, you just want to confirm a bullish movement in that direction of the signal. So right here, depending on where you identify the swing low, if you identified it right here, this might have not been a bullish movement for you because there's a bearish candle right there. But if you identify this right here as the swing low, then this would be a valid entry for you. So if you did take that, personally, I wouldn't have taken this trade. But if you guys did, same situation here. So as price moved up, I would have moved my stop loss to the close of that candle, which is right there. So I would have gone stopped out right here. So if you count that entry to this area, you would have locked in about 320 pips. So if you're trading a $1 per pip, then you would have locked in approximately $320 in about 5 minutes. Same with the situation right here. I identify the swing high, and then you'd enter right here. So if you enter right there, like I explained earlier, you have to remember to move your stop loss and profit like as soon as possible. So as price pulled back right here, you would have been negative. But as price moved down here, you would have moved your stop loss to break even. So this would have been a break even trade. And then, yeah, I mean, so on. I can keep going over and over, but it's going to be the same thing. So right here, going to end of this trade, you would have, usually on the first candle, I usually miss that. So it would have pulled back here, shot up right here. You would have moved your stop loss and profit, close of that candle. And then you could have locked in about 555 pips in about 20 minutes. So if you guys get good at scalping, I mean, you guys can make a ton of money scalping. This is usually what I like to do, especially right now with how the market's moving. But yeah, it's definitely, I recommend scalping US 30 rather than swing trading it or intraday, because it's really hard to catch the correct direction since price is like rejecting all the time. So right here, I probably would have taken this one because there's no, even though there's a swing high right here, I don't really see a bearish movement coming down. You do have a bullish candle right here. So personally, I wouldn't have taken this trade. Same with right here. The candles started getting really small, so this barely gives you any leeway. If you're trading Hugo's weight, the spread's about, I think, 227. So you wouldn't even be able to cover the spread right here. So I wouldn't even take these trades. But yeah, that's basic explanation on how I scalp US 30. If you guys want to copy it, I mean, you guys would need the K2 indicators, but if you guys do, you guys can see how easy it is to apply. So let's see. Sebastian, yeah, we did scalp a lot today. It was pretty good. All right, so I'm gonna go back to the questions. Sorry, guys, got kind of sidetracked with US 30. So let's see. Yeah, Chris said UJ for sell. I think we did look at that earlier. And yeah, we are in a sell, I believe. Yeah, so we're in a sell right here. I'm not sure if you guys hit TP on TP1. Looks like price, might have hit it, might have not, depending on your spread. But it literally touched it, so it possibly didn't hit it. But if we look at the technicals for UJ, so the technicals for UJ show the strong sell on the daily, 4 hour to sell, 1 hour to sell, and 15 minutes to sell. I usually don't go down to the 1 minute or the 5 minute because that's pretty much just noise. But since it's looking like a sell across the board, I definitely see it coming down. So if you guys are in this trade, I think you guys are cool. Just let it run. We are in Asia session, so it's probably going to move a little slower. But I think once it hits London, it's probably going to pick up since London was closed yesterday. But if it does pull back, what might happen here is it might come back and test this area before it comes back down. But all the technicals show that it is in a sell. So I think it definitely is going to come down. You just got to give it some more time. Kid Utter said, how was US 30 before COVID? Before COVID, I mean, just like with any other asset, it was moving pretty normally. So if you pull up, here, I'll pull up US 30. I mean, obviously it's been dropping because, COVID happened, and when COVID happened, the entire stock market pretty much crashed. So you can see here, so this is before COVID. You can see here price is moving pretty normal. Yeah, so this whole area right here is pre-COVID. You can see price is moving pretty smoothly. You can take trades within and not really get faked out. So I don't know if you're seeing this, Kid Utter, but yeah, you can see here, price is moving pretty nicely and smoothly. This is COVID. You can see it's a huge difference. See, February 24, this is when it started to, COVID started getting bigger, like more widespread. So around February, this is when the market started dropping. And then you can see, closer to March, price was pretty much spiking all over the place. So this is why I don't really recommend swing trading it. Would you say it's easier to trade US 30 before COVID? Yeah, because US 30 most of the time is just going up. So you could just buy the dips. So say if you're trading right here, and then you could pretty much apply the KT strategy. So you would just match up the requirements. So if there was a buy signal, and the trend meter is green, you could buy. You can make a lot of money. So right here, this is pre-COVID. Like right here, you could have taken this trade, made like 2,000 pips off that. Or actually, this isn't a valid entry right here, actually. So right here, we have a valid entry. Right here, you can make about 2,500 pips easily, just matching up the green and greens. Again, right here, give me another 2,500 pips right there. It's super simple. You just match up the colors. Like literally, if you can match colors, you can make money trading, because the KT strategy is a trend continuation strategy. So I mean, it's really simple. You're just identifying the trends and then entering when momentum is available. So right there, 1,800 pips. You can literally do this all day. Another 1,800 pips. And then if you're using the K2 exit strategy, Like right here, you would have moved your stop loss to break even once it hit like 25%. So you would have gotten broken out at break even right there. Same here. It's just rinse and repeat. Same thing over and over again. Yeah, if you follow Tyler, if you follow indices, you'd be familiar with S&P and US 30. They move about the same. So here's US 30, and then I'll pull S&P side by side. It pretty much moves in the same direction. S&P is like US 30's little brother, basically. So if I put them side by side, and it's cheaper to trade. So if you can't afford US 30, then you can always just trade US S&P. Symbols. Yeah, so if you line up US 30 with S&P, yeah, you can see that they're pretty much, they're mirror images. They look exactly the same. Same thing, both sides. So yeah, S&P and US 30, like if you're entering a US 30 trade, you can enter the same exact trade for S&P, and for the most part, it'll move in the same direction. So you can see here, same dip, same high. It's just different price points. Kid Uter said, is it safe to trade gold right now? Personally, I wouldn't trade gold because if you look at the gold chart, it's just not moving very smoothly how it normally moves. Yeah, see, like right here. I mean, I wouldn't say it's not safe to enter, but personally, I only like to take trades. You know, if I'm for sure, if I know it's definitely going to be moving in a certain direction. So like gold before, it moved pretty smoothly. Like you can see here, there's like smooth movements. But if you look at the price recently, it was, for some reason, it was stuck in this range for a long time. So it was stuck in this range for about like 2 full days. Usually it breaks out of the range after a day or like definitely less than 2 days. But if you were in this trade right here, you kind of would have been tripping out because you would have been stuck in this trade for about 3 days. It did break out slightly, and then it went to another range. It broke out again right here, but I personally wouldn't enter gold right now because it looks like you go into another range right here. So you definitely don't want to be stuck in a trade when it's ranging, because the problem with that is, you know, it could break out in either direction. So if you're in this range and it breaks out upwards and you're in a sell, you're screwed. If you're in a buy and it breaks back downwards, then you're screwed. So you definitely want to only enter trades when, you know, that there's some actual movement going on. Right here, it looks like it established a new high. So it's actually like in a pretty critical spot right here. So if you would want to enter, I'd probably send an alert probably in this area to alert you when it breaks up outwards, or down here for breaks down downwards, because you see, it's been going up for a while now. Yeah, and just because US 30 and, you know, the indices are moving up, or I mean moving down for today, fundamentals aren't really following how they normally are. Usually, if the indices are going down, usually gold would be going up. But as you can see here, gold was going up, and I'll put it side by side. Yeah, so we can just look at S&P because it's the same thing. But generally, gold and indices move opposite. But you can see here they're moving the same direction. So you could pretty much just throw fundamentals out the window, because it's kind of hard for you to gauge, you know, the direction of gold if they're both moving the same direction. So personally, I wouldn't take any gold trades right now until it breaks out of this range. because you definitely don't want to be stuck in it. So right here, you might be thinking that it's going to continue upwards. But odds are it might reverse right here. This might be the new high. And what might happen here is it already tested it twice. So it might break downwards. So it's kind of like a coin toss right now. Literally, if you take the trade, let me see how many pips is it. It's about 120 pips. So, yeah, it's basically a coin toss. If you enter at any price point between this range, price can either break downwards or break upwards. So, if you're willing to take the risk, then yeah, you can take the trade. But personally, I wouldn't take it. So it would be it would definitely be a personal choice. All right, let me go back to the questions because I think we missed a couple. So let's see. Luke said Trump spoke, only defended his ass against fake news. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm pretty sure that's where the spikes came from earlier. So I don't know if Trump's still speaking. I think he should be done by now, but he went on about 5 o'clock, so it's been an hour since then. Chris said peeping the scanner, looks like it's going to keep selling. Let's see. Yeah, for UJ. Yeah, I think we just went over that. Yeah, so we did go over UJ. It definitely looks like it's selling. So 4 hours showing to sell, daily showing to sell, 1 hour showing to sell, 15 minutes showing to sell. Actually, 5 minutes showing a strong sell. So it sells across the board. So let me go check on our UJ real quick. Yeah, it came right back down. So if you guys are in our UJ, looks like it's coming back down to trigger our TP1 if it hasn't triggered it for you yet. But it's looking good. So I just hang tight with that. Let me see our other trades just to see where we're at. Looks like price came up, tested this zone area.
Excuse me.
Looks like it might be coming back down. Our GU shot back up. So if you guys are still in GU in premium, looks like it's about to hit full TP right there. So I'll give it a few more pips. Let's see. It's only 5 pips away. So if you guys are still in our GU trade in premium, I would just move your stop loss, as close to price as possible. So if you do get stopped out, that's fine. You only missed out on 5 pips, but you would have locked in about 30 to 35 pips. So I think that'd be a good call if you guys are still in it. EA trade. Our EA trade is at break even. It's moving really slow. So we could probably, there's some news in about 30 minutes. And it's only medium news, so I don't think it's going to affect it too heavily. But I think it'll definitely come back down. Let me go check the technicals for EA. All right, so for EA, let's see technicals. Yeah, the daily is showing a sell, 4 hours showing a sell, 1 hour showing a sell, 15 minutes showing a sell. It sells across the board, so I think it's coming down. It's just messing around right now. But I think eventually it'll come back down because, obviously everything's showing a sell. Yeah, all the moving averages, strong sell. So I think it's definitely coming down. The oscillators are probably going to follow it after since they're a little laggy, but looks good so far. Lastly, we have our CAD CHF. Looks like CAD CHF hit stop loss. So if you guys had the CAD CHF, you got stopped out for a small loss. There's only 19 pips, so it's not too bad. I don't know what happened right here. This is a huge drop. It's pretty random. News. Aaron, do you see anything for a CAD CHF?
Yeah, well, I didn't see any news. It was a random drop.
Well, it looks like there was some news. COVID numbers were released. This drop showed, it looked like the Swiss franc gained strength. And I guess the CAD was weak. But this is the news that just came out. So it's the COVID numbers and then local China trade data and then corporate earnings focus. Let me see if there's anything specific. No, nothing that I can see here. Coronavirus cases. I mean, yeah, I don't see anything specific that directly affects CAD CHF. That was just a random drop down. I mean, thankfully it was only 19 pips. It's not a really big loss at all, so that's fine. I mean, can't win them all. So let's keep going. Go back to odd NZD. Your odd NZD is back in profit. So if you guys took that signal, looks like it's pushing back up. So you guys can give that some time. I'm just really shocked with CAD CHF. Let me go check technicals, because when we entered, the technicals were strong buys. Yeah, it's weird. It was just a strong spike downwards, just for that candle. Looks like price might be bouncing back, but yeah, I'm not sure what caused that drop. But it's okay. I mean, it's better that we cut our losses early than to hang on to a losing trade. So yeah, we'll leave that alone. Looks like stop loss hit on that. Let me see. NZD-CHF. No, I don't really like pairs when they're really choppy like this. It's an unusual movement. So I'm just gonna let that pass. I'll check back later if there's a valid entry. But it doesn't look like there's anything right now. All right, let me keep going down the list. Sebastian in German. Lufthansa. Is that a company out there? All right, here. That's Lufthansa. Gain 0.20. So that'll help you with your German index, the DAX. Oh, the largest airline. Oh, okay, no, that makes sense. Not Lufthansa. Lufthansa. Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm not sure if it's in DAX. It probably was before it went down, but I'm pretty sure they took it off since it's too low at this point. I mean, pretty much like any other airlines, like the American Airlines as well. I mean, they're all going to shit pretty much. See, I'm gonna go down the list because I think I missed some. Curtis said, "Is a 30-minute time window the best time window to go off for regular pairs?" Yeah, personally, I like the 30-minute because I feel like it gives you better entries. Because the problem with the 1 hour is there's a lot of manipulation at the top and the bottom of the hour, depending on the pair, especially with the binary markets. You can see that there's a lot of false signals that give off during the 1 hour. If there's like a false breakout, or if there's like there's a lot of candles like this where you think they're going to be a full candle, but at the end of the hour, price will just shoot one direction, and then it'll give you like some false signals. So personally, I don't like going off the 1 hour. I think 30 minutes pretty good because it gives you better entries. Depending on when the candle is shot. You can see normally the candles are shot at the 30-minute mark. And generally, I feel like it gives you a better window for when to enter. So yeah, personally for me, with how long I've been using the K2 strategy, I've found a lot more entries and a lot more valid entries on the 30-minute opposed to the other ones. The 1 hour is still fine too. You can still use it. You can see here, there's still entries that you can take. But personally, I feel like the 1 hour is a little too late. So by the time you enter the 1 hour, it's like the move is already finished. So I think 30-minute would be good. All right, I'm gonna go down the list again. So let's see what else we got here. Curtis said dirty 30, yeah. See support resistance. Keep going down. What's going on with US oil? So I'll pull up US oil. Let's see. There you go, US oil. So it looks like US oil is, I don't really want to say it's sort of in a range, not really consolidation because it's such a wide range. I don't really trade oil, so I'm not sure what the pip difference is. So I'm not sure if this is 150 pips or 15 pips, but it looks like it's currently in a range right now. You can see with the K2SR indicator, but it does look like it's in a strong downtrend. Let me see the overall technicals to see if we could get a better idea of how it's moving. So they don't cover technicals on here, but going back to it, this red and green line down here are the K2SR indicator. Basically what it does is it automatically plots the support resistance on the chart for you. So as you can see here, I can pull back. And I'll just make these thicker so you can see how they move. Just for whoever hasn't seen it, because I know there's a lot of new users here. So this is the K2SR indicator. As price moves, it'll automatically adjust. You can see there. So it basically plots the strongest support resistance on the chart for you, so you know exactly where price might be rejecting from. And then you can see when it gets kind of tighter, like it is right here. This demonstrates that price is in a range. So the overall trend, also this down here, if you're not familiar with it, this is the K2 trend meter. This will show you the overall trend on 4 different time frames. So right here, you can put the 4 different time frames that you want to follow. These are usually my intraday time frames, so the 30-minute, 1 hour, 2 hour, and 4 hour. So if the trend is trending downwards on those 4 time frames, it'll turn red down here. If it's trending upwards, then it'll turn green. But when it's blue, this means that the trend is neutral. This means that on some time frames, the trend is trending downwards, while on the other time frames, they're trending upwards. So in order to have the overall trend, in these 4 time frames, then it'd have to match on the bottom. So right here, it's red. It's demonstrating a downtrend. So if we do draw trend lines, it's clearly in a downtrend right here. So what I would wait for is I would wait for a sell signal, like one right here, but I would wait for one to break through this support. So once it breaks through the support area, not like how it did right here, but I'm waiting for it to break through it. Something like what happened right here, except this is a big candle. So the problem with this is that price is obviously going to have to retrace backwards. But I'm going to try to find an example where it broke through, because generally when price breaks through a support resistance with the K2 signal, basically what these signals are swings in momentum. So when you do get the signal, this is basically notifying you that price is going to be swinging in that direction. So you can see right here, we got a sell signal and then price shot down. Right here, we got a buy signal down here, price shot up. Same right here, sell signal shot down, buy signal shot up. So if price is to break through this support right here with a signal present, then that's going to indicate that price is going to be swinging downwards. So if you have momentum plus it broke support, that'll give you extra confirmation that price is going to be shooting downwards. So similar to like what happened right here, you can see that it was indicating that price was going to be swinging down. Let's see where resistance was at that time. It's kind of hard to catch it when it breaks support, but if you do, it's usually a sure shot. So, yeah, you kind of have to catch it on a case-by-case basis. But you guys get the idea of what I'm talking about. So let's go back to the current price. So right now it looks like it's in some it's in consolidation or in range. So what you probably see here is you'll probably see price come up, test the trend line, come back down, test the support. It might break the support, shoot on downwards. Otherwise, it might keep testing it for a descending triangle right here until it breaks, which would probably be right there. And then you can probably see it come downwards. But you have to keep track of it. Because it's in a range, it might break the trend line and just continue in the range. So personally, I wouldn't take this trade until there's more confirmation that it's either breaking the range this way or breaking the range this way. But right now, it's a little too indecisive for me to really want to enter. All right, let's see. I'm going to go down the list again. Keith said, did you already recheck over the pairs? Yeah, we did, but we can look over them again. So I'm just going to look over the ones that we actually have active. So right here, odd NZD. Just like we looked at previously, it's still in profit. And then if we look at the overall technicals, we just want to make sure that price is moving in that direction overall, so we can feel confident about our active trades. So on the daily, it's showing a buy. 4 hour, it's a strong buy. 1 hour, it's a strong buy. And the 15 minutes, a strong buy. So this is a very strong buy. So I think it's definitely going to shoot upwards. So if you guys are taking this trade that we provided in your group, definitely should see it coming up. It looks like right here in this liquidity zone, it came down, rejected, it's ready to shoot back up. So right now we're about 16 pips from TP1. So this should probably hit in a couple hours. So that's looking good. Head CHF. We discussed this earlier. I'm not sure why this dropped, but it did hit stop loss. Our stop loss was pretty close. It was only 19 pips, so that shouldn't have affected you too heavily if you were in that trade. But everything else looks fine. So if this odd NZD hits profit target, it'll balance that trade out. Same with our GU. We already hit TP earlier, GU, for I think it was about 16 or 17 pips. So if you took this GU trade earlier and you exited around TP1, it just would have balanced out this trade right here for CAD CHF. Next, we have Euro odd. It's in profit right now. So we'll look at the overall technicals on that. Euro odd. Let's see. Let's go over to the technicals. So on the daily, it's showing a sell. 4 hour, it's showing a sell. 1 hour, it's showing a sell. And the 15 minute showing a strong sell. So this position is looking pretty good. The only thing we might be worried about is, wait, Aaron, did we call this?
So for Euro AUD?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Oh, actually, it doesn't look like we even called this. You think I should call it? What do you think? Oh no, you know what? We didn't call it because it was too close to support.
Yeah, I think to the spread and stuff like that, so it'll be too close to support.
Yeah, support's about 30 pips away, but the thing with Euro odd is it moves really fast. So if you guys do want to take it, I mean, it's available. It's a valid K2 sell entry. The only problem is there's some medium odd news in about 15 minutes, 6:30 my time. So this might affect the market. However, if you don't want to enter it, it looks like it's going to be a strong sell. So 15 minute, pretty much all the time. So 1 minute's a strong sell, 5 minutes a strong sell, 15 minute. It actually would be a pretty good sell. The only problem that I'd be worried about is the news coming out, because the Australian news usually affects it pretty heavily. Yeah, we didn't call this. I was going to call it earlier, but I ran it by Aaron, and it's just a little too close to support, so that's the reason why we didn't call it. I mean, it's not too close, but we've had a lot of bad luck with this pair before. I mean, it looks like it's hitting. So if you took this valid entry right here, they both match. We have a sell signal, matches with the trend meter. If you took that trade, you could have taken it right here, locked in a cool like 70 pips. Same with right here. Another 70 pips. Same with right here. Another 70 pips. I mean, it's been hitting, so if you guys do want to take it, I think it could be a pretty decent trade right here, 94 pips. So pretty much if you took every valid K2 sell signal for your odd, if you have access to the strategy, you would have made 94 pips plus another 94 pips, so 200, 70 pips, another 70 pips, so 200, 300, nearly 400, another 70 pips. So it's about 400 to 500 pips within 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, within 5 trades. So this is coming down to, I don't know if you guys want to take it. It'd be too late for us to call it because it's already pretty deep in profit. It's about 10 pips in profit. So those are the parameters. I would be careful. If you do want to enter it, you can enter at market right now. But I'd move my stop loss and profit as soon as possible and just trail it down. Because it's probably going to reject off this support right down here. So the support would be at 1.70352, and it's inching closer and closer. So if you just keep waiting for this, it's going to be way too late for you to enter. I mean, we should just call that, but it's fine. So let's move over to the next one.
Dropped hard too.
Yeah, I know. I think it dropped pretty heavy.
It's all right, man. It's only Monday.
It's all good. We got time. Keith, so another trade we have active right now is GU. This is the same one from this morning. If you guys still have it open, it's really close to full TP. But like I told everyone earlier, if you guys still have it open, I would keep your stop loss pretty tight. Probably move it up here to 1.25245. We can round it down to 1.2524. Just in case, so price does retrace back, you get stopped down in profit. And if you get stopped down in profit right there, it'll lock in like a nice 25 pips. And if you're trading standard lot, it's $250 profit right there, so it's not bad at all.
Hey, we never called AUD CAD, huh?
What was that?
AUD CAD?
No, we never called it. Or I don't. Why didn't we call it? I forgot why we didn't call it. Oh, it was too close to resistance, right?
It probably is. Oh, yeah, okay, it was on 2-hour resistance. Okay, you're right.
Yeah, no, it was at resistance, so we didn't call this, unfortunately. Looks like market's back in full swing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because if you took this previous odd CAD position over here, I mean, you could have made some nice profit off that. So right here, you took this entry, you would have been up close to like 40 pips. You would have moved your stop loss to 50%, so you would have gone out around 30 pips. 25 to 30 pips profit. Not bad at all. So yeah, it looks like this is going to come up, test the resistance. So if you guys are taking this, or if you guys want to take it, I mean, you guys are more than welcome. It's just too late for us to call the signal since it's already in profit. So I'm not going to call it. I mean, it's not too far up. It's about 3 pips in profit. What do you think, Aaron? Do you think we should do a late call or no?
Let's see. And how far from resistance? Like 15, 13?
It's about 20 pips.
20 pips? How much second?
Well, no, it's too late. It's going to be 15 if we go from current entry.
Yeah, then the spread is pretty high for that pair, too.
Yeah, the spread for me is about 2-3 pips. So for a normal account, it'll probably be 5-6 pips. So yeah, we're gonna hold off on that. If you guys want to enter it, you're more than welcome. It looks like it's gonna shoot upwards. Let me look at the odd CAD. So yeah, odd CAD. Overall, yeah, daily showing a buy, 4 hours showing a buy, 1 hour showing a buy, 15 minutes showing a buy, 5 minutes showing a buy, and 1 minute showing a buy. So it has some strong buy momentum right there. So if you do want to enter, you could probably enter. I'd exit before you hit resistance up here. So you lock in, pretty decent 15 pips if you were to enter odd CAD. Yeah, I'm gonna hold off on that signal because we don't have enough time. I don't want to give you guys a late signal and you guys are gonna get like barely make anything. So let's keep going down the list. Kit Utter. My broker, I use forex.com and I use TD Ameritrade, but I only recommend forex.com for new traders, or if you don't already have an account with TD Ameritrade. They're not really user friendly, so it'll take you a while to figure out how to use their platform. So if you're looking for a reliable broker, I would just go with forex.com because you can link your forex.com account like I have here to TradingView. Does forex.com have the best spreads? I mean, all the spreads are pretty much the same. Unless you have a special account. Like I have a DMA account with forex.com. So you can see here, I either have a 0 spread or it's pretty close. It's like 0 to 3 spread, depending on the pair. If I'm trading something that's more volatile, like right here for UJ, I have a point. It's a 0 to 0.1 spread, so I have a pretty tight spread. But it's because I have a DMA account. You just go to forex.com, and then here, I'll just show you. So if you go to forex.com, you can go here. You have different accounts right here. So here are the accounts. If you go to open account, you can choose the account here. If you want a standard account, there's no commission. If you want a commission account, it's pretty tight spreads. Or if you want a direct market access account, this gives you the tightest spreads. But the only problem with trading a DMA account is the smallest lot size you can trade is a standard lot. So if you're not able to trade, if your account's too small and you can't trade a standard lot, then this isn't going to be available to you. Otherwise, you could just go for a commission account. But yeah, if you do want a DMA account, let me see if I can find. Yeah, so here's an explanation of what a DMA account is. Basically, it's a direct market access account. So if you're trading on this account, you're basically trading like you're the broker. Because you trade directly with liquidity. You're not going through a trading desk, and you get the best spreads and the best execution times. But this is catered more towards the professional trader. So if you're not really good at trading yet, I don't recommend you use this account because you definitely have to use a lot more money to trade this. Yeah, so you could level up to this account later on. You could start with a commission account. The spreads still aren't that bad with a commission account. You can see here they're about, on Euro USD, it's a 0.6 to, looks like the highest here is CAD CHF for a 4.6. So yeah, depending on which pair you're trading, the commission count's just as good. It's just not as tight. So unless you're really confident with your trading, I wouldn't use a DMA account just yet. Let's see. So I'm going to go back to the questions. Oh yeah, Keith. So I think that's about it. Otherwise, we do have the UJ trade that's still active right now. It technically reached TP1, but I don't think it triggered for a lot of people unless you have a 0 spread like me. So if you're still in this trade, it looks fine. The overall technicals show a strong sell on the daily, sell on the 4-hour, sell on the 1-hour, 15-minute, and I wouldn't look at the 1 or 5 minute because that's just noise. But if you're looking at the 15-minute, 1-hour, and 4-hour, they're all showing sells. So I think this would come back down. You just kind of have to give it some more time. Since we're in Asia session, it's going to move pretty slow, but I think eventually it'll come back down, especially by London session. And you said you're also looking at S&P. We looked at S&P earlier. It looks like, so let me look at the US 30 analysis. Because it's pretty much the same thing. It looks like it's probably gonna, it looks like it's in a range right now. It's a pretty big range, but yeah, it's about 56 pips. So it's a pretty wide range, but it looks like, so I'm going to try to see where so it looks like the movement upward started from way down here. So it started from down here, pushed up, rejected, came back down, pushed back up right there, rejected right here. And this looks like the zone where it's going to be bouncing from. So depending on how it reacts to this resistance, if it breaks it, then it'll probably shoot up farther. If not, it might just reject off it. Yeah, indices are a little indecisive right now because it's been pushing up for a long time. And that's really unusual. You know, there's only a couple of stocks that are doing well right now. They're not doing well overall. So I think this is, you know, a manipulated move up here, especially with the stimulus checks going out. You know, it could either, if this establishes the new high, then we can might as well be heading downwards. But if not, it'll probably I'll give a bunch of signals. Yeah, if this is considered the you know, the new high, it's kind of hard to tell right now. You know, price could either come crashing down, or if it breaks this resistance up here, come shooting up. So S&P is pretty indecisive right now, in my view. I'm not sure how you see it, but it doesn't look like it's in a range right now within these two barriers, which are the K2SR. So personally, I wouldn't take anything until it either breaks above or it, you know, gives confirmation that it's coming down. Because support, I mean, resistance is about 10 pips away. So it doesn't give you that much cushion to like really enter anything right now. I wouldn't enter a buy until it breaks past it. But if it does give, you know, confirmation of rejection like it did right here, for a double top possibly, then it could come shooting down just like it did right here. So yeah, that's just something to keep in mind. But personally, I wouldn't be entering any indices right now until there's more confirmation on that. Kid utters, how many pips away should the TP be from support resistance? So for our TP, we usually don't base it off the support resistance. Depending, well, if the TP is really close to it, then we'll put it slightly below. But if it's, we don't really base the TP off it because we're anticipating it to break. But we do look at the support resistance when we're entering a trade. So say if we were entering this trade right here, this was, it kind of gave a buy signal, but it went away. So we want to make sure that prices at least, well, depending on which asset you're trading, if you're trading an indice, we usually want it to be about, so the difference with S&P, the pips are, they're like in about 2 or 3 digits, but if you're looking at US 30, it's like it's 10 times that. So for S&P, we want it to be at least 10 or 15 pips away. But if you're looking at US 30, you can see here that the movement here is it's a lot more volatile. So right here, it moves like about 100 pips. So for US 30, you want it to be at least 100 to 150 pips away. For S&P, you want it to be about 10 to 15 pips away. So if we were to enter this trade right here, we'd enter at the open of the falling candle, which is around, it'll probably close somewhere around here. And it's only about it's just under 10 pips, so it's way too close. The reason why we wouldn't enter that is because price can reject off it. So if you enter here and then price comes up, test resistance, comes down, then you're going to be in, see right here, it pushed up. It'll be way too close to the resistance, like 2 or 3 pips. The problem with entering a trade in that situation, it doesn't necessarily mean that price won't break the resistance. But the thing is, you're taking a risk because if price does reject off resistance, our GU position hit full TP, guys. So if you guys still have that, we'll go back and look at it. but it just hit full TP. Aaron, are you there?
I'm here, bro.
Yeah, can you just post the
You
post the pips for GU hit full TP? But yeah, back to what I was saying. The reason why we don't enter trades that are too close to resistance is because this could happen right here. So if you look right here, it played out like we just explained. So if you enter this trade right here, price rejected right off the resistance and came shooting down. So that's something that you want to avoid getting into. So yeah, I'd hold off on this right now if you're looking at that. Let's see what else we got. At least let's say join late. Can we cover UCAD? Yeah, sure. We'll go back over UCAD right now. So let's go to UCAD. I believe we're in a sell position for UCAD right now. And we had some weird movement. I mean, also with our previous position with CAD CHF. See, there was like some manipulation there, obviously. The price is correcting back upwards. It's kind of what happened with UCAD right here. We were in profit pretty nicely, and then it just gapped up randomly. And then it tested, this little liquidity zone right here, and it came back. Well, it didn't even test it. It came close, and then it came back down. But if we're looking at the overall technicals for USD CAD, yeah, looking at the technicals, if we look at the 4-hour, it's a strong sell. On the 1 hour, it's a strong sell. And on the 15-minute, it's a sell. Like I said previously, I don't really look at the 1 minute and the 5 minute because it's just a lot of noise. But they do give a sell signal as well. So since it's trending, well, it's not trending, but it's giving strong sell signals from the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15-minute, 1 hour, and 4-hour, then I can anticipate it to move down far enough to hit our TP. And as you can see here, it dropped down again. So it dropped down, kind of moved back in profit slightly, then it pulled back a little bit. But it's only about 26 pips away from TP1, which I do see hitting. But it looks like, yeah, there's a strong zone right here where price is rejected from. So if it does pull back, I think it only pull back up to the zone and then come back down. If not, come back down now, because it looks like it established another zone right down here. So I think UCAD should be fine. It just had an unusual bullish movement right there. I'm not sure if that came from the from Trump's speech. I didn't watch it, so I'm not sure what he discussed. But I think someone earlier said that he's basically just saying stuff out his ass to make himself look good, which, no surprise there. But yeah, I think we should just give it some more time, and then I think it should come back into profit. Let me see what else we have right now. I think we looked at GCAD earlier. It's just way too messy for me to really want to enter. Yeah, same with GCAD. It's the same pair. We did get a buy signal. If you entered that, I mean, if you guys are using the K2 signal, you could have entered this for a quick little move. But it's only about 12 pips from resistance, which is why, personally I wouldn't have taken it. But I know some people like to scalp this. So if you did scalp it, you could have made a nice scalp off this. We had the valid K2 buy signal. It matches the trend meter, and it's within 10 15 pips from the resistance, or it isn't. So if you took that, you could have entered it, made a few pips off that. But personally, I wouldn't have taken that one. EG right here, we have a valid sell signal. But I don't think I would have taken this because it just moves too slow, and it looks like it was too close to support anyways. So if you look right here, yeah, it's just under 10 pips. So personally, I wouldn't have taken this trade. But like I said with GC, if you wanted to scalp that, you could have. You made a couple pips if you're able to cover the spread. My spread's about 1.7 pips, so your spread's probably 2-3 pips. So yeah, personally, I wouldn't have taken that. It's way too close. Kid Utter said, how do you set a notification? So Yeah, if you're familiar with TradingView, you just hit alert, but you would need, I'm not sure if do you have access to the K2 indicators? Because if you want alerts for the K2 entries, you just go to alert. You click the condition right here, choose the K2 trading strategy indicator, and then you can choose either if you want buy signals, sell signals. Generally, I just have K2 signal fired, and then you can set your option to just once per bar, once per bar close, or once per minute. I generally have it to once per bar close. So in this situation, if you were to get a signal and then it closed like with the signal present, then you get a notification. If you have it to once per bar, if this signal appeared, you would get a signal, but if it disappeared, you'd still have that signal there. It would just give you the signal if it appears. And the reason why I don't keep it on that is because I get too many notifications. If you have it to once per bar close, it'll only give you a signal if it closes with it intact. So I think this is a better option. You're going to get into trades later because you're going to get the signal later, but it gives you more confirmation that there's a valid signal instead of you getting one per bar. But I know some people like getting it one per bar because they want to get into the trades a little earlier. Personally, I just have it set to once per bar. And then once you can set your own type of alert. So this is for Euro GBP, so I can put Euro GBP K2 signal on 30-minute. And then you just click create, and then once you create, once you click create, then it'll give you a signal. What's the most and least amount of trades you take in a day? Well, right now market conditions aren't good, so obviously there's not very many good entries to enter. But I mean, I guess here, let me see if I can pull up our Instagram. Instagram.com/K2Trades. Yeah, so if you go on our Instagram, yeah, so if you go on our Instagram, we have all of our trades that we take. Previously, we used to post all the valid K2 entries. So if you're taking every valid entry, so these are like every trade that comes up with the K2 strategy. It'd be about 23. It'd be about like 30 trades a day that are available for you to take. So yeah, for like an entire month, there were about 500 trades you could have taken. But now we've changed it. Now we only share how many trades that we actually take personally, or the signals that we send out. So generally now, when conditions are normal, they're about 10 to 15 trades a day, maybe 20. You can see here some of them are more. Sometimes there's 30 trades a day. It's generally between 10 and 40 trades a day, depending on market conditions if they're good. Obviously on a Sunday you'll have less trades because the market's barely opening. Same with Friday, the trades aren't going to show up as often. So this is January when the market was still normal. Once COVID came around, it was later in February. So right here, there are less trades. We only have like about 1 to 5 trades a day. And that's just because market conditions aren't, they're irregular. So the thing is, we take quality trades. We don't just take a bunch of trades. There's available trades, but we only take trades that we deem are that have high probability of winning. So as you can see here, we take about 1 to 5 trades a day now. But when market conditions are normal, like how it was in January, we could take like anywhere between 1 and 10 trades a day, depending on how market conditions are. So that's the difference. But if you look at the all of our signals here, so if you're looking at every valid signal, there's a ton. So these are all just from today. So from midnight, once London opened, we had about one. I'm only counting the ones that say valid because the valid trades are the ones that match up. So if they're red and red, that's valid. If it's green and green, that's valid. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 40. So you had, if you were following the KT strategy and you had your alert set up, you'd have 50 entries that you could have taken today. Obviously, you know, we sleep, so I'm not able to take these trades during London. So I would have missed this entire time period right here. So I probably would have missed, you know, 10 or 15 different entries. But for the rest of the day, we still have a ton of entries to choose from. Yeah, pretty much. If you use it properly and use it during proper market conditions, I mean, you can easily trade all day, literally. Dang, our GU hit up pretty nice, huh? Broke right through. Yeah, so if you guys took our GU trade that we shared this morning, I shared it with the public group too, so pretty much everyone should have been able to take this trade. So let me pull it up right here. So yeah, I shared this GU trade this morning. If you guys are in our Telegram group, I'm pretty sure you guys are, if you guys are in here. But yeah, I shared this trade at 8 a.m. today. There are the parameters right there. And then right now we just hit full profit for 35.1 pips. So if you took that with the standard lot, you would have made $351. With the mini lot, you'd make $35.10. And if you were trading a micro lot, you would have made $351. So it's not bad. Let's see, is there any other questions, guys? I just went down the list. It looks like we're all done with the questions. So if you guys have any questions, if there's any pair you guys want me to look at, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to just review the trades that we have active right now. So it looks like our AM trade retraced back a little bit. Looks like it's testing the resistance again, but it's pushing back up, so I think it should be fine. Odd NZD. Yeah, odd NZD is still looking good. Looks like buys all around, so that's just a random pullback. It looks like it should be retracing back upwards. So see, it could utter. Crypto is good for trading, or the spread's too big. I think cryptos are fine. Personally, I don't trade cryptos, but let's see. Yeah, it's not that bad. My Bitcoin spread is only 1.4. It's not bad at all. So that's Bitcoin spread. And then, yeah, my XRP spread is pretty low too, 0.00003. So I think that gives you enough room to trade it if you wanted to. Aaron, you still trade crypto on, or did you trade it on Hugos, or what did you trade it on?
Well, I'm just holding crypto for you know, for long-term purposes. I don't want to trade it on who goes like that.
How come I don't like crypto? Because crypto is all speculation. It's all pretty much like there's not enough data for you to really gauge how price moves. You know, like if you look at crypto on the daily, like there's not enough data for you to really do any real technical analysis. Aaron, shut up, bro.
You read that fast?
Yeah, but yeah, crypto. I mean, crypto's it's just a guessing game, really. If you look at technicals, they don't really respect as much as you would like them to. Like, let's see if we run through this. Like crypto's it almost never respects support resistance. So right here, I have a support resistance indicator. See, price just breaks through support resistance. It doesn't respect anything. If there's support resistance.
Yeah, I feel like it's creating new highs and new lows on if it can break past 21 cents again, I mean 21 cents, it can possibly go up to like 25.
Yeah, see that? Like, it's crazy. Price just breaks support resistance and never respects it. So it's like, how are you supposed to gauge where price is going to be, bouncing off from?
Exactly.
And
But what I figured with cryptos, they move so fast. You got to trade off the higher time frame, like the weekly, or I mean the daily, weekly, and like the monthly stuff like that. 'Cause everything else just looks so it's super choppy.
Aaron, let me show you on the daily. It still doesn't make a difference, bro. The thing with cryptos is they're highly manipulated. So whoever's moving the market will move it however they want to. It's not the same with like currencies, because with currencies you need you need a huge lot size to move the market. With
Mm.
with like cryptos, it's like whoever is carrying the most, like whoever bought this in the beginning and has like biggest amount of cryptos, they can move the market, and
Yeah, true.
it never respects their support resistance. You can see there, price just breaks support resistance all the time. Look at that. It's like, all right, how are you supposed to gauge where it's going? And like, see these big moves? These are just movements by the whales that are just stopping everyone out. So like right here, this is Aaron thinking that XRP is going down. And he's like, oh, cool. It's a nice downtrend. All of a sudden, bullish move. Everyone right here gets stopped out. It's kind of like, what's the point of trading this? Like if you're scalping it, then yeah, it makes sense because you can get in and out. But if you're doing what Aaron's doing and you're trying to hold this long term, you're gonna get fucked over every time. Look, like right here, it looks like a nice uptrend. All of a sudden, it shoots down. It's because someone wants to move the market. It's not like currencies or indices where you can kind of gauge where price is going to be rejecting from, and this is a daily chart too. This isn't even the shorter time frames. Like literally, this is what usually happens. It'll be in a little consolidation range, and then randomly it'll break out, or it'll give you a fake out. Like you'll think that it breaks out, and you're pretty much going to be hanging on to it for like a cool minute until the whale decides to stop everybody out. So right here, there's probably a lot of shorts, and then they wanted to stop all these people out, and they just stopped everybody out. And then everyone's mad, and everyone's like, "Oh, I'm not going to trade cryptos anymore." And then here comes Aaron, comes and trades crypto again. Yeah, that's the main reason why I don't trade crypto. It's just highly manipulated. I like trading markets that I understand, and yeah, markets that I understand, and that, but crypto respects the K2 indicators. The K2 indicator works on every asset, because the K2 indicator is based on momentum. So if there's momentum and volatility, then you're going to be able to detect momentum swings. Um, it's like any other indicator. It's not just the K2 indicator that crypto will respect. You can use, moving averages, Ichimoku, like any type of indicator. Um, it's not specific to, just the K2 indicator. I'm not sure if you understand what I'm saying, Kid Eater. Yeah, but yeah, pretty much, yeah. But it does work with the K2 indicator. You can see the momentum swings. But I mean, the problem with it is there's so much manipulation that although you're catching momentum swings, like if you're using the K2 indicator on the shorter time frames, like say the 15-minute, like right here, you can catch these movements. Like you get a sell signal, and then you can catch the movement. But I wouldn't trade it like I normally trade other assets. Because you can see that price can reverse at any point in time. Like right here, you get a good signal. Right here, it just reverses, and it doesn't really follow an overall trend. Right here, it kind of does, but if you're applying the K2 strategy like how it normally is, like right here would have been a good trade, but I'm trying to look for a bad one. So right here would have been bad, but it'd be hard for you to really gauge that was coming. So if we went back to this time frame, actually, no, you'd be able to spot that because the thing is, price was right at resistance right here. So you wouldn't have taken this trade. And the reason for that is because price can just reject off it, which is what happened there. Exactly. So technically the K2 indicator does work on it and the strategy does work, but I personally don't use it. I'm trying to see any other bad trades to see if there's like any actual bad entry that could have been avoided. So let's see right here. Yeah, I wouldn't have taken this one either because it's too close. Yeah, because the spread is about, I'm not sure how the spread works on crypto, especially on XRP, because it's like 0.0001. But I feel like it should be wider. So yeah, depending on the spread, it kind of looks like it's kind of too close here. So I probably wouldn't have taken this trade. But yeah, I mean, that gives you a basic understanding of, how it works. But it works on all assets. So you can trade, you can trade K2 on normal Forex. You can trade it with oil, UK oil, US oil, gold, silver, platinum. I mean, whatever you like. Like right here, you could have taken this, would have been a nice buy, another nice buy, another nice buy. Pretty much anything, any asset that you'd like to trade it on. And of course, indices. It works really good on indices, but more so when markets moving normally. But you can catch really big moves off this too, like right here. A 6,000 pip move right there. Again, right here, another 6,000 pip move. I mean, possibilities are like pretty endless. This looks like this would have been a flop. But you'd have to go on the higher time frames to see where support resistance are. Yeah, it works on it. This indicator is actually based, it's created on stocks. So before I used to trade stocks, but I moved over to currencies. But this indicator actually works really good on stocks. So if you're trading something like, I don't know, like Tesla. So right here, if you're trading this, like say you were trading Tesla, you got a valid sell entry right here. Obviously, you would have killed it right there. You could have made, I guess, what is that, 82 bucks? Yeah, so you could have made 82 bucks off Tesla if you took this sell entry right here. You could have taken another one right here. Another 80 bucks per share. Another one right here. I mean, it works on all assets because it's based on momentum. So the thing is, when you use the K2 indicators, you're able to see what other people can't because, how else can you see momentum in the market? Like the only way you can see momentum is if something is, telling you by the historical data. So the thing is that the K2 indicator is able to go back and basically pull up all of the historical data. And then what it does is it gives you an indication once it detects like a momentum swing in the market. So obviously there's a buy signal right here, but you wouldn't buy it because the overall trend is a sell. So you'd ignore this and then you just wait for a valid entry. So we have a momentum swing downwards, and then we have the trend downward that's showing a sell. So you could have entered a sell here. Yeah, I know. I mean, pretty much, because if you're not using the K2 indicators, like right here, you can see there's clear sells because you can match up these colors. But if you're not using the indicators, this is what you see. And how are you supposed to see where momentum is? Obviously you can't. It's impossible. But you have the K2 indicators. You can see exactly where momentum is swinging. And if you tie that in with the trend meter below, you're able to see, where the overall trend is as well. So it's as easy as matching red and red or green with green. and then I'll tell you when and where to buy. So if you follow Tesla back here, you could have bought right here, made a ton of money, made like, let's see, if you enter this, you made $70 per share, and then I mean so on, just keeps going on. So right here, this looks like this might have been a loss, but let's go back to see if the SR was right there. So right there, I don't know if you would have entered this, depending on. I mean, honestly, I don't know what time frame you trade stocks on. It's probably not the 30-minute, obviously, because the market's only open for so long. So you'd probably be trading on the shorter time frame, like the 15-minute, maybe the 5. Yeah, pretty much. So let's go to Netflix. I think someone mentioned, yeah, Tyler mentioned Netflix. Yeah, depending if you're trading, options or stocks, then that would vary on your time frame. But yeah, just looking here, if you were trading Netflix, you would have had a valid entry right here. It's green and green. So you would have made $20 per share on that trade. Same with right here. It looks like I don't know if you would have hit stop loss. You probably would have, depending on where you put your stop loss. But I mean, personally, right now during COVID, I wouldn't buy any stocks anyways. So, I mean, generally, I'd only be looking for sells. So even if I got, an overall uptrend, I would still be looking for sells only, just because the way the market's moving. But yeah, I mean, that goes to show that it works on stocks as well. Let me check these signals.
That one is invalid.
It's invalid.
Mm-hmm.
So that's invalid. So what else we got here? We got a gold signal. Oh yeah, we went over gold earlier with someone, and I remember we were saying that once price breaks, this little area, which is the resistance, it'd be a good entry. So it looks like, yeah, if you guys are still looking at gold, it looks like it'd be a good entry right now for a buy. It just broke out of this range, so you can probably expect, a breakout upwards by London. It's probably gonna just move around a little bit until then, since we're still in Asia. But yeah, it looks like it should be shooting back upwards. Let's see what else we got here. We got
Euro 8 tanked hard.
Euro 80. Oh man, we didn't even call this one, huh?
No, bro.
Oh man. See, Aaron, see what happened? Why didn't you call it?
Hey man.
I'm messing with you. That's so.
It's weird how AUD is bullish, but AUD NZD isn't moving at all. But last time it started making its moves during like London session, so I can expect the same thing. AUD NZD.
Yeah, and I can see that too. Should have taken this one, but it's all good. It was too close to support, so that's why we didn't take it. But if you guys did take it, I know there's a lot of users here that have access to the strategy. If you took it on your own, then yeah, you'd be pretty deep in profit right now. It looks like it's been hitting all week. So if you took this trade, you'd have made 100 pips off that. Took this trade right here, another 100 pips. One right here, another 100 pips. One right here. So yeah, if you were trading,
UK is back in profit.
yeah, if you're trading Euro odd, you would have made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, basically 6. So 500 to 600 pips just trading this pair alone the past 3 days. So Kate Letter said, would you say under normal conditions, a good trader will make? I mean, you can make money on either one, but obviously you'd make more money trading Forex because the stock market's only open for so many hours, but the Forex market's open 24, so you can literally trade all day. And there's more entries for you to take. So, I mean, that's the main reason why I moved to Forex, because I wanted to trade more. So personally, I think you make a lot more just trading Forex when the market's good. Kate Oder said, Sean, Aaron, how many people are in the K2 Army? In our premium group, we have over 200 people. So that's how many subscribers we have.
I think he was talking about like,
That are working.
me, you, and Honest.
Yeah, well, I mean, the people that work with K2 and, give education and signals and stuff, there's only about, what is it, 4 of us. It's me, Aaron, Honest, and Wade. And we all specialize like in our own specific area. So I usually just trade Forex with the K2 strategy. It's the same strategy I've been using for like the past 5 years. And it's the strategy that I developed. So I know it inside and out. And that's why I just focus on that, because that's what I'm good at, and that's what I know I can pretty much do well at all year round. Honest handles price action. Usually his trades go opposite of K2. So he has his own channel that he handles. Wade handles indices. And he usually trades off fundamentals and some technicals. And Aaron, he doesn't do anything. He's just a hype man. No, I'm messing. Aaron helps with the K2 signals. Oh yeah, Lisa. I was trying to use it today, but market conditions are kind of crappy, so I held off for today. But yeah, definitely, I'm gonna try to get that copy trading going, because I usually do a lot of scalping right now due to the current market conditions, and since the scalping just moves way too fast, I'm unable to give signals for you guys to copy, because by the time I post a signal, I'm usually out of the trade and profit already. So that's one thing I'm working on right now. I'm working on the copy trading service. May 1st, maybe, depending on on how reliable it is, because I just want to make sure that if I'm doing scalping trades, I don't want people to have any malfunctions, because I'm in and out of trades within seconds, if not minutes. And I don't want people to have their trades executing a little too late. But I think, yeah, the service for the copy trade, I haven't figured it out yet. The thing with the platform I'm going to be using, it's a pay per follower account. So it's probably going to range between 50 and 100 depending on how much cost you're going to be. I think if I have more users on it, then it'll be a little cheaper. Otherwise, I think it's about 10 or 20 bucks per person, just to have them added to my copier. But I haven't figured out pricing yet. So like once I get used to using the program and I'm able to use it consistently, then I'll figure out what pricing is going to be. But yeah, I mean, hopefully I'll be able to get it up and running pretty soon, because I'm making a ton of money scalping US 30. I definitely want to share with you guys, but it's kind of hard when it moves like way too fast. Like if you're looking at this, there's a ton of like valid entries right here. There's like one right there. There's like one right there. I mean, there's a whole bunch. And the thing is, like, I'm staring at this like all day, so I'm able to take a whole bunch of trades. And then once we can have the copier going, you guys will be able to just basically have your account copy my trades automatically. So there'd be, pretty much no error aside from any technical errors with the copier. Oh yeah, definitely. Thanks, Lisa. So I'll probably let you know once I'm ready to test that out. I think I might have to create a demo account. I don't have any demo accounts on MT4, but I'll probably have to use a demo account for me to test it out on other accounts just for practice before I use my live account. There's not really a minimum balance, but I mean, if you're going to be trading indices, then yeah, obviously you're going to need at least 1,000 in your account, because I generally only trade US 30. I don't trade the cheaper ones like S&P and NASDAQ, but I mean, I might. They move in the same direction, so I wouldn't rule that out completely. K2, we sort of do have a referral program, but the affiliate program is only open to people that are subscribing to the strategy. So if you're subscribing to the strategy, then the option will be available to you, but it's not really openly advertised because we don't really want to turn into, you know, like IML where it's all about recruiting. Like we're more so focused on teaching you guys how to trade like us, so you guys can be, I mean, for the most part, you know, self-efficient traders. You go down the list. Looks like we answered all the questions. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to let me know. We've been on this call for a little over 2 hours now, so I'm probably going to get off soon. But if you guys have any other questions, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to get off in a little bit. And I'll try to get back on tomorrow. I know I've been telling you guys that I'm trying to get on for live trading sessions during the morning, but the problem is, I mean, the market's just really slow, so it's kind of irrelevant for me to hop on if I don't have any trades to really call. But yeah, guys, this was a good live trading room. I hope I answered all of your questions. If you guys do have any other questions, feel free to message me on Telegram. I think that'd be, you know, the quickest way to get a hold of me. If not, you can contact me through any other social media feeds or through my email. My email is sean@kttrades.com. And yeah, if you guys want to try out the strategy, you guys can. You guys just need to go to kttrades.com. And then on our website, you guys can find out information here. So if you scroll down, we do have our trial available for the KT strategy. That's $50 for the first month. And then after that, it'll go up to the normal $150 subscription. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to just contact me directly, or you can contact Aaron as well, and then we can help you guys out. But yeah, I think that's about it. See, Sebastian. Yeah, it's early over there. You should go to sleep, Sebastian, so you can trade London Open with me. We'll be scalping. All right, guys. Till then, I'll see you guys in a couple hours. Otherwise, I'll be in the Telegram. So if you guys have any questions, just let me know. Kate Woodard said, do some people pay for... Yeah, so we do have the option. If you just want the signals, you can just click on this, and it'll take you to the signals. The signals are only $50 if you guys want that. But the strategy, if you get the strategy, it comes with the signals. So you'll get the you get the course, the indicators, the Telegram community, and the signals as well. So for the most part, I think this would be the better package for you, especially since if you're paying $50 for the trial, it's the same price as just getting the signals. So you might as well just try out the strategy. If you don't like it, then you can always downgrade and just get the signals. But yeah, there are some people that just get the signals. That's mostly meant for people that don't want to learn how to trade the strategy and just want to copy my trades. But I think the better option is to actually learn the strategy. It's the same price for the first month. So I think once you learn the strategy, you won't really have to depend on me on copying my signals. And as you can see here, there's a ton of alerts that you guys can take trades from. So if you want to make more money, obviously you're going to have to trade on your own. And if you have access to the strategy, I mean, it's pretty much unlimited. Kate said, once I link up with K2, oh yeah, no, definitely. I think that's how everyone feels. But yeah, guys, I hope that helped, and I hope that answered all of your questions. Otherwise, if you guys have any other questions, just reach out to me. All right, guys, I'll upload this to YouTube soon, so I'll see you guys later.